Testing, testing.
Welcome, hockey fans of Fergus Falls Affiliation team to the River Lake Stars in our Fergus Falls Otter. Just a reminder, this game is being played under Minnesota State High School Leaders Falls for fair play and good sportsmanship amongst players and fans. Thank you. Well, that's me. Your starting lineups first of all for River Lake Stars with a record of 5-4-1, starting in goal. The sophomore number 29, Lillian Thompson. At one defense, a junior, number 2, Addie Wilson. At the other defense, a senior, number 7, Michaela Schreiber-Horn. At left wing, an 8th grader, number 13, Elena Dickerson. Right wing, you sophomore, number 10, Rhea Larson. And at center, a freshman, number 11, Vic Roski. Head coach of the Stars, Andrew Marone. Assisted by Allison Smith, David Peterson, and Curtis St. John. And now, before we introduce our Fergus Falls Otter, I'd like to introduce our Otter buddy to tonight's game. They are from the Lake Youth team, Mia Anderson. Yes, John, and Amy Anderson. Also from the 800 team, Aaron Simon. Yes, William Simon. Congratulations, girls. Future Otters, future Otters. Now that's me. Your starting lines for your Fergus Falls Otters with a record of 4-5. Starting in goal, the senior number 35, Belinda Jordan. One defense a freshman, number 7, Kimberly Harris. Senior number 13, Rachel Rodrigo. Left wing, junior number 10, Aubrey Nelson. Right wing, senior number 5, Ashton Ward. Senior number 2, Hannah Johnson.
As you can see on the wall over there, they got a lot of seniors.
Please welcome Lucy Schrader to sing the national anthem of senior period at the Fergus Falls High School. The officials, number 19, linesman field craft, referees Carter Evans, Judge Howard. Athletic services of the fighter, Dr. Varsity-Fergus Falls Vs RL.
I feel out of place. I have NSPN next to me, and then some other one, and then on the other side of that is some more. So it's like Media Central up here. But I have to mute it because otherwise it's mad with the music in the background. Copyrights. And the face-off comes out as Roski faces off. Puck sent down into the corner. Picked up by Fergus. Then knocked out of there by Michaela over to Larson. Larson's going to bring it up. Now into the zone. Stops. Tries to backhand one. Fergus is right there to get it. And now here Fergus comes up the ice. Puck out to Roski. Roski turns, sends it down deep into the zone. As Fergus gets it out to neutral ice. Greeley getting in there, along with Tiana. As Fergus brings it into the zone. Met by Barton. Now Solf sends it out to Greeley. Greeley tries to send it across, has it stolen away. There's a shot just a bit outside, picked up by Barton. Barton over to Greeley. And Fergus is right there to steal it back away. They're going to fire one down just a bit outside. As Storms sends it out to neutral ice. Now back into neutral, or back ice, picked up by the Otters. As Fergus brings it up. Met by Storms, who sends it back out. Now sent down, tipped, stopped by Thompson. Sent over to Adio. Adio up to Greeley. Greeley to Soap. Soap pokes it forward. And now back down into the zone. We got Fergus Falls' finest here. Puck sent across. As Rugemer gets a stick on that one. Puck down in front of us. Now knocked into the zone. Here comes Fergus. Tries to come up. Stopped by Thompson. And now covered with 14:45 in the first period. Puck back to Michaela. Michaela will send it over to Larson. Puck comes out to neutral ice. Now sent back into the zone as Tiana will race over to it. She sends it over to Larson. Larson tries to get it over to Roski. She gets it back though. Now she's going to push it forward, and Fergus sends it back in there. Michaela trying to push it out. Now Fergus sends it back in there. Having a hard time clearing our zone. As the puck comes back to their point, now sent across the other point, sends one down, stopped by Thompson. Rebounded there by Roski. Roski will bring it up, uses the board, turns, sends it down, and we'll get 13:54 left in the first period. Not a lot of time spent down at that other end yet. Puck comes out. There's a shot blocked, stop, sent out to Storms. Now behind the net to Barton. Comes out over to Greeley. Greeley looking to push it forward. Brings it in, tries to get a shot, blocked, deflected into the boards. And now back out to neutral ice where it'll be sent down. Puck comes out as Michaela comes off the bench. That one's going to be sent out of the zone, now out to neutral ice. As puck sent across, picked up by Rugemer. Rugemer battling along the boards. Now the puck sent down into the zone behind where Storms will battle it out. Storm gets it there, turns, sends it down, and we'll get icing again. Having a hard time getting it out of the zone again. It's pretty much spent the whole time down in this end. As the puck comes out, into the boards, Barton battling it out. Puck comes out, shot there, deflected by Thompson. Now sent behind the net. Barton's going to pick it up. Show's going to take off with it. Sends it across over to Jansky. Jansky sends it back up to Barton. Barton trying to push it forward, but the Otters are right there and stopped it. Now Tiana's going to pick it back up. Sends it up to Wimmer. Wimmer tries to send it across and has it stolen away. Barton finally gets it over to Rugemer. Now it sends it down, and we're going to get our first play, I think, down at this end of the ice. As Wimmer chases. That puck's going to get sent down, and Addio's going to pick it up in back ice. Sends it across over to Kornick. Kornick pushes it up to Roski, but Fergus gets it right back. And now Akerson gets it, comes up, takes a shot off the top pipe, rings the bell on the top there. And now Roski will battle it out along the boards. And along with Akerson behind the net. And that one's going to come out. And here comes Fergus up the ice. Now into the zone, Addy getting a stick on it, disrupting it. Fergus trying to shoot it from behind, but obviously you can't score in the net back there. Another shot there, stopped by Thompson and covered. And we get a whistle with 11:05 remaining in this first period. Soap to face off, puck goes towards the boards. Now Fergus will send it down into the deep corner, picked up by Michaela. Michaela will send it over to Greeley. Greeley pushes it over to Soph. Soph will bring it up to Storm. Storm's going to bring it into the zone. She's got a little one-on-one, takes a shot just a bit outside. And Fergus goes to bring it back up ice. Now intercepted there by Storms, but Tiana's going to pick it up. She gets sent into the boards. No call. Now sent down in behind as Michaela will pick it up behind Thompson. Sends it up to Greeley. Greeley has it now into the zone or neutral ice. Gets it across, sends it down deep with 10:22 remaining in the first period. And Storms with the rebound and goal. I looked away for a split second and I missed it. River Lakes will take a 1-0 lead. As the puck comes out, Rugemer on the faceoff. Puck goes down into the board. Wimmer to chase.
Number 5, Abby Storm.
As Barton comes in along the boards. And that one's going to get pushed out. As Kornick will chase. Over to Jansky. Puck's going to sneak out. Fergus gets it, sends it out to their point. Point comes in, deflected there by Wimmer. Now knocked out of the zone by Jansky. They're going to send and turn it back in. We're going to get picked up there by Barton with 9:36 remaining in this first period. Puck comes up ice to Wimmer. Wimmer's going to bring it into the zone. Now across, and Fergus turns, tries to send it down. Michaela's right there to send it back in. Fergus sending it up ice. Met there by Addy. Sorry, my tripod was acting up here as Addy takes off with the puck. She's going to come up ice now into the zone. Backhands it to Akerson. Akerson gets pinched along the boards. Puck's going to sneak out. And that one's going to be deflected off of Addy's foot. And here they come. Fergus has it. Tries to go for a centering pass. Deflected there by Thompson. And that was off. As face-off comes out. Storm's trying to push it forward. Now does. Puck behind the net as Fergus has it. Fergus trying to clear it out of the zone. Now gets it out to neutral ice. Tiana has her tied up. Tiana's going to get it back. Now sends it out, gets it stolen away. They're going to dump it back into the zone. Tiana picks it up, sends it across over to Barton. Barton up to Greeley. Greeley to Soph, but Fergus was right there to backhand it in. Now it comes out as Storm sends it down deep in the zone. We'll get a line change here as the puck's going to come back around as the ref stops it. Nice job there by the ref helping us out as Rugemer comes off the bench and gets this puck right away. Now Addy stops that one. Tries to get it sent down ice. Now Rugemer gets it, turns, sends it down deep into the zone. Picked up by Fergus. Fergus sends it out. Millie Kornick stopping that one from going in. Now Wimmer has it, turns, takes a shot, buzzes the tower. Addie Olsen will be over here to stop it. She's going to backhand it down into the corner. 7:30 remaining in this first period. As the puck goes into the corner, Kornick pinches. Now brought up. Jansky stops it from going out of the zone, sends it back in. Wimmer to chase. Wimmer gets sent right into the boards there. Now it's sent out as Addy sends it in. We got to get everybody out of there or we'll be off sides as we go for a line change. And they'll send it down and they'll get icing with 7:03 remaining in this first period. Girls look like they finally woke up as we got to play a little time on this end now. A little rough start. As face-off comes out. Here comes Fergus up the ice as they got a 2-on-1 with Michaela. That one's going to ring the side bell. As here comes Fergus trying to bring it up. Akerson gets a stick on that one. Now in the corner is Roski will pick it up. Uses her body, goes around one defender. Now she's going to bring it up. Sends it around another one, knocks it down deep. And some of our girls will switch. Michaela trying to get in there. Greeley. And sent down. Tiana getting a stick on it down here. Trying to push it back down into the other end. Soph getting in there now. And Fergus is going to come out with it, though. Looking for a centering pass. Gets it. Deflected there by Storms. And now their point sends it back. Soph trying to get it back to Storms. Puck gets sent out. And we're back to neutral ice. A little back and forth action there. And Fergus will bring it back into their zone. Deflected there by Barton. And sent down just a bit outside by one of the Otters. And that was offsides. I got to keep muting it or I'll get in trouble. As the puck comes out, Fergus brings it into the zone, comes up, skates, stopped there by Thompson. As Roski comes to face off, puck comes back. Kornick trying to push it out. Otters keep it in their zone. 5:21 remaining. Puck comes out front. As Kornick was sneaking in front of Thompson, she lost the puck, and that one's going to go in, and we got a tie game at 1. As we face it off, here comes Roski. Sends it down deep into the corner. Larson getting in on there. And she'll turn, sends it down deep, and that's going to make it for icing with 4:59 remaining in this first period. All knotted up at 1. Rugemer to face off. Puck comes back to Michaela. She tries to send it down. Now Addie will race over to it. And Fergus will send it back into the zone. Addie will pick it up behind Thompson. She's going to skate up along the boards. Now sent up to neutral ice. Fergus will pick it up, though. Now sent into the zone again by Fergus. Addie will get back for it. Sends a high fly ball. Hits the net right over the top of Jansky, and we'll get a whistle. Yeah, Sophie will face off. Barton gets in there and plucks the stick out from the puck away from the ref's feet. She'll skate back and forth a little bit behind Thompson, trying to get it out of there. Has it stolen away. As Fergus has it now, goes around one player, comes up to the center, tries to take a shot, but Soap was right there to stop it. Now it's sent up to Storm. Storms uses the board, sends it into the zone. 4 minutes remaining in this first period. Storms has it pinched along the boards. As Greeley's going to come out with it. Backhands one towards the net. Rebound, shot, blocked. Puck's going to come out. Storms gets it again. Turns, takes a shot just a bit outside. Comes back to Tiana. Tiana sends it down into the corner. Picked up by Greeley. Greeley's going to be pinched along the board. Soph's trying to get in there to get it out. And now Greeley will get it. Comes out. Tries to get a shot up. That one's deflected, and now Fergus will get it back. They're going to turn. Goes around Storms. Now Greeley gets a stick in on it, and Tiana plucks that one away. Greeley's going to steal it back, and now she's going to come into the zone. Goes between two players. Gets a body put on her. And now here comes Fergus up the ice. Met by Addie. Still has it. Goes for a centering pass. Deflected there by Storms. Now back out to their point. That one's going to come out of the zone. They'll have to reset now up to neutral ice. As Kornick getting a stick on that one. And now Roski sending it out to neutral ice. Back to Addie. Addie with it now. Sends it out to neutral ice. Tries to get it into the zone. Akerson's going to punch it down into the back of the net. Or back side of the net, I should say. As the puck comes back to Addie from the point, she's going to send it down to Larson. Larson takes a shot, deflected, rebounded by Akerson, and glove saved by their goalie with 2:22 remaining. Borowski to face off, comes to Akerson. She takes a shot just a bit outside. Rebounded by Larson. Larson sends it back to Michaela. Michaela turns, sends it down into Roski. Roski to Larson. Larson to Michaela. She's going to send one down, deflected off the front of the goalie. Now down to Tiana. Tiana's going to come in. Akerson backhands it down in. It's going to come back as Michaela sends another one down behind the net. Roski sneaks in there, gets the puck back. Now back out to Tiana. She'll send one down off the side of the net. Picked up by Wimmer. Wimmer tries to get it over to Jansky, has it picked off, and Tiana races back for it though. Turns, sends it up to Wimmer. Wimmer's going to push it into Rugemer as they're sending it into the boards. Puck comes out to Rugemer. She takes a shot deflected by their goalie, rebounded by Barton. Barton has it in the corner. She goes down on her tushki, and that one's going to get sent down. And we'll get icing with a minute 16 remaining in the first period. We'll go back down to this end, and hopefully we stay for this minute and 16 or shoot and make a goal. Ooh, got to mute it or I'll get in trouble by the YouTube police. Can't have that music in the background or I get copyrighted. As Greeley brings it up, gets it over to Soap. Soap sends it out to Barton. Barton along the board, sends one down, deflected. Puck's just loose out front. Storm's trying to get it in there. Unable to. Now here comes Fergus up the ice. Goes by Barton. Takes a shot off the pipe and in. Looked like it was going to go wide, and that one just hit the pipe and went in. Face off there by Soap. 48 seconds remaining. As Sophie gets it back. Addie races up to it, sends it into the zone. Picked up by Ferguson. Fergus Falls. Addie turns, sends it down into the zone. Here comes Fergus across neutral ice. She's going to turn, sends it down deep, almost takes off the ref's head. 25 seconds remaining. Michaela turns, sends it across ice. Now out to neutral ice. They're going to turn, sends it down. Michaela's going to pick it up with 16 seconds remaining. She turns, sends it across over to Roski. That one's going to come down and covered by their goalie with 8.5 seconds remaining. Puck comes back to Addie. She sends one down, rebounded by Larson. She sends it towards the net. Couldn't get there. That one's going to come back as Michaela tries to get there before the buzzer and unable to. And that's going to end the first period of play. 5 shots on goal for both teams. We'll be back after these messages. All right, we're going to start this second period. I got to change it on the app here. Varsity to face off. Bakerson, Larson, along with Michaela and Addie on the ice for the Stars. As Fergus has it in the back ice, gets it out to neutral ice. Now down and deep into the zone. There's a shot deflected by Addie into the boards. Rebounded by Akerson. Akerson's going to turn and bring it up ice. Comes up in front of us here. Now dumps it into the zone. As Roski tries to get there. The Otters knock it out to neutral ice, and now here they go. Skates across. Shot there by, stopped by Thompson. Goes for a centering pass. Nobody's home. Puck comes out. Another shot there. Stopped by Thompson. Larson sends it up to Roski. Roski goes around one player. Turns. Brings it into the zone. Now knocked out to neutral ice. As here comes Fergus into their zone. Goes for a centering pass. Deflected. As Michaela picks it up in the back ice. Turns. Sends it up to Roski. Roski skates up. Sends it across over to Akerson. She's going to dump it down deep, and we'll get a line change. As Greeley's back there to chase. Now Soph comes in. Over to Abby Storms. Now Fergus will bring it up ice. Cross neutral. Now into the blue line. Met by Barton. Barton plucks that one away. Uses the board. Tries to send it forward, but Fergus is right there to send it back down into their zone. Tiana able to send that one out. And Fergus now down in their zone. Barton will chase. She's going to pick it up into the corner. Pinched along the boards. As Greeley is going to come out with it. She sends it across over to Storms at neutral ice. But Fergus is right there to bring it back in. She goes for a shot there. Stopped by Thompson. Rebounded. Stopped. Sent out by Barton. Barton deflects that one out to neutral ice, and Fergus will reset in the back ice. As Barton's going to steal that one. Here she comes into the zone. Turns, sends it down deep. As Rugermer will pick it up in the corner. Puck comes out to Jansky. She goes for a centering pass, but nobody was home. And here comes Fergus Falls up the ice as Addie will get it. Turns, sends it across along the boards to Jansky. Jansky sends it across over to Wimmer. Wimmer will turn, bring it into the zone. Comes up, takes a shot. Oh, Jansky almost had the rebound there. Wide open corner net. And that one's going to send down for an icing with 14:01 remaining. Akerson to face off. Fergus comes out with it. Roski getting a stick on it there along the boards. And Fergus brings it into the zone as Roski plucks that one towards the boards. As Kornick has it now, sends it across the ice. Larson loses her stick, but gets knocked into the zone, and they're going to call offsides. Roski to face off. Puck comes over here to us. Now back to Fergus. Fergus has it in the back ice. Roski to chase. That one's going to be sent up ice as Michaela gets a stick on it, but here they come into their zone. Picked up by Akerson. Akerson's going to bring it behind the net. Comes up. Gets it to Larson. And now stolen away. Michaela's getting a stick in on it there, but Fergus gets it back, sends it to their point, offers skate, now down into the corner. Roski gets it, sends it to Michaela. Michaela sends it across ice to Larson. She's got a one-on-one here as she brings it into the zone. Comes up, takes a shot, stopped by their glove of the goalie as we get a line change. And here they come into their zone as Barton's back. She's got a 3-on-1, takes a shot, stopped by Thompson and covered with 12:34 remaining in the second period. Face off there by Soph, goes into the corner. Fergus has it. Sent back into the corner as Barton battles it out. She gets sandwiched into the boards again. Puck now back into the corners as Storms will race over there to it. Sends it across ice to Greeley. Greeley's going to race down to it. That one's on goal, so it isn't going to make it. Fergus grabs it quick before Greeley could get to it. Now Greeley will poke it out. As Fergus sends it across to Barton, who's at neutral ice. She sends and turns it down deep. We get a couple changes there. As Rugemer checks on. A shot up and over the top and out of play through the netting with 11:39 remaining in this second period. Rugemer to face off. Puck goes towards the boards. Now back to their point. Fergus sends it down. Michaela back there to defend. Puck along the boards. That one's going to sneak out. Fergus tries to get a shot off, but Wimmer was right there with a stick. Fires one down, deflected. Fergus gets the rebound. Now Rugemer picks it up, sends it up ice. That one just sneaks through as Jancy's going to race down there for it. Wimmer gets over there. Now back to Rugemer. Rugemer's going to pinch along the boards. Fergus sends it over to Michaela. Michaela picks it up at the point, turns, sends it back down. Now Michaela will turn, sends one down. That one's going to go off the goalie's pad. 10:34 remaining. We'll get a line change quick. As they turn and send one down, they're going to call that one deflected as Barton races down there. He's got some wheels. Back to Larson. Now to Roski. Roski's going to push it forward. Now into the zone. Picked off by Fergus. Fergus brings it into their zone now. Fires one past the front of the tower. Barton turns and sends it down. And we'll get icing with 10:01 remaining. Puck comes out. Barton will get it. Tries to push it forward, has it stolen away, but then Roski gets in there and sends it back out to neutral ice. They turn, send it down deep. Barton will pick it up behind the net, sends it back down, and their goalie hits it, so they're not going to get anything on that one. The goalie should have let that one go. It would have been icing, but Roski's going to get it. She's looking for options. Comes up, tries to get it to Akerson, has it stolen away. Now here comes Tiana. She steals it back at neutral ice, sends it across over to Akerson. Akerson turns, sends one down deep. That one will go behind the net as Soph will chase for it. Fergus using the boards, trying to send it up, but Kornick keeps it in the zone along with Greeley. Greeley dumps it in there. 9:01 remaining in this second period. And that one's going to sneak out. Here comes Fergus up the ice with Cornick back there along with Storms as she gets a stick on there and disrupts it. Addie in there. Now Storms gets it. She's going to bring it up. They got a 2-on-1. Sends it across to Greeley. Greeley takes a shot just a bit outside. Now Fergus sends it down ice. That should be icing. There we go. 8:27 remaining. We'll go back down here. As Soph faces off, puck goes back to Fergus. Fergus has it behind the net. They're going to send it into the corner. Now back to Greeley's going to pick it up, but Fergus steals it back away. Greeley's got it again. She's going to come up, tries to get a centering pass. Storm gets it. And now Fergus is going to send it down. That's going to roll on in, and we'll get icing again. So we'll stay back down here. What time we stay on our end for a while. Rugemer to face off. Puck goes towards the boards. Fergus sends it out. Cornick gets in there, keeps it in the zone, turns and sends it into Rugemer in the corner. Rugemer with it now out to Jansky. Jansky backhands it to Cornick. Cornick turns, sends it back down into Rugemer. She's got it behind the net. Now over to Wimmer. Now she's going to send it along the boards, and Fergus has it. Here they come up. Deflected towards the boards by Barton. Cornick with it, turns, sends it to Wimmer. Wimmer's going to bring it up ice. Has it plucked away, though. But she gets it back and sends it out to neutral ice. And Fergus sends it down and around. 7:15 remaining in the second period. Puck out to neutral ice as Fergus tries to bring it into the zone. Cornick with it now, sends it across to Barton. Barton turns, sends it up to Rugemer. Rugemer's got some open ice here. Puck's going to come down, sent into the board. She gets taken out. No call there. Akerson tries to get a shot. Now Addie. Oh, puck was out loose there. Had a couple options or a couple opportunities there as Michaela steals it away, turns, sends one down, just misses. Rugemer gets it back. She's going to send one down out in front of the goalie, misses. Rugemer gets it back, tries to get it into Larson. Now the puck into the corner. Now out as Michaela's going to steal that one away. Fergus has it now at neutral ice. As Roski gets a stick in on there. Now Fergus tries to send it up. Addie gets it, turns, gets it to Akerson. Akerson now to Roski. Roski's going to bring it into the zone, dumps it down deep. 6:03 remaining in the second. Akerson has it in the corner. Now stolen away by Fergus. Now they're going to bring it up ice. Now at neutral as Akerson gets a stick on it again, steals it away, but Roski gets it back around one defender. She's got a 1-on-2, comes into the zone with it, turns, dumps it down behind the net. We'll get a line change. Puck sent across. Adio will pick it up at neutral ice, gets it to Soph. Soph's got Storms out there, almost ready for the rebound, as Storms will pick it up. She goes for a centering pass. Nobody's home. Barton comes in off the bench. She's going to bring it into the corner. As Greeley has it now to Storms. Storms sends one down. Deflected! Rebounded! Soph almost had it in there, but it was deflected out. Almost looked like it went in. Now over to Barton. Barton brings it back into the zone. Now into the corner. As Barton's battling that one out, puck comes into the corner. They're going to try sending it down. That's going to sneak by. And they'll get icing with 4:59 remaining. That one looked like Soph had the goal, but somehow it got knocked out in mid-flight. As Rugemer faces off, puck goes along the boards, picked up by Rugemer. Rugemer sends it out to Tiana. Tiana from the point sends it back down into Rugemer. Rugemer gets it over to Jansky. Jansky in the corner, now to Rugemer. Jansky able to knock that one back towards the boards. As Fergus is going to bring it up now. Net by Rugemer. Barton centers it, but Fergus was there. Comes up. Jansky steals that one away. Trying to push it forward. Now backhands one over to Rugemer. Rugemer trying to get it into the zone. Barton sneaks up and is able to get that one in. Now gets taken out. There's a shot blocked by their goalie. Puck into the boards. As Jansky will battle that one out. That one's going to pluck out to Addie. She's going to take a shot and covered up by their goalie. 3:56 remaining. That was some fun hockey to watch there. Lots of action. Ooh, they called a penalty. I guess I didn't see that. But we're on a power play as the puck's going to come out. Michaela to Roski. Roski to Addie. Addie back over to Michaela. Michaela in the corner, back to Storms. Storms looking for a centering pass. Puck's loose out front. Addie's going to step up, sends one down. Storms almost gets a backhand in. Now gets taken out. There's another penalty. And we're going to play a little 5-on-3 here as we'll go on a double power play, if that's a thing. Puck comes out as Fergus gets it. They're going to send it down deep. Borowski to chase. Borowski gets it behind our net. Sends it up to Michaela. Michaela to Akerson. Akerson's got a 2-on-2 here with Storms. She comes up, sends it back to Storms. Storms is going to skate up with it. Sends one in. Puck's loose. Michaela gets it, turns, sends it back. And now Storms will get the rebound. Tries to send one down. Up and over the top of Akerson. As I think it was Elena Payton ducked and it went over her head and in. It was either Roski or Akerson was battling it out in front of the net, and the puck came up, deflected, went right over her head. She ducked it and went in. So we're 2-2 here. As Larson gets it, sends it across over to Barton. We're still on 4-on-5 with 1:18 remaining in the power play. As Wimmer's going to get it behind the net. Over to Soph. Soph tries to send one in. Puck's loose out front, battling it out. Nope, that one's going to sneak out. And Fergus turns and sends it down deep. Barton will chase. She'll pick it up behind the net with 2:25 remaining, 55 seconds remaining on the power play. Larson over to Soph. Sophie will bring it in. Soph back to Larson. Larson flaps on that pass, and here comes Fergus. Now sent into the corner, 2:05 remaining, 35 left on the power play as Soph's going to pick it up. I don't know if that was even a word, flops, flopes, whatever I said. As Soph brings it into the zone. We're looking for options. Sends it across over to Wimmer. Wimmer back. Now Fergus has some open ice. Comes up, takes a shot, deflected up into the netting. Whew. That was not good for being short-handed. Borowski to face off. Here comes Storms up. She sends it across over to Akerson. Akerson's going to bring it up, tries to get a shot up, has it deflected. And the net's going to come off. Puck comes back as that one's going to sneak past Michaela. She's going to turn, sends it down. Minute 19 remaining. They're back to full strength. Borowski trying to backhand it down into the zone again. Puck's going to come back to Fergus. Fergus is going to turn, goes to bring it up with a minute 6 remaining, brings it into their zone. Now over to Addy. Addy trying to get that out of there. Puck still loose, goes for a shot, stopped by Thompson. Now picked up by Roski. Roski to Storms. Storms goes around. Roski's going to try getting up to her. Dives for it, gets up. And Fergus goes to bring it up the ice. Stolen away by Michaela. Michaela's going to bring it in with 34 seconds remaining. She takes a shot, deflected. As the puck's going to come down and around, out to neutral ice. Now goes for a centering pass, picked off by Tiana. Tiana to Soph. Soph's going to bring it up with 18 seconds left. She turns, dumps one down deep. Still chase. Now out to Tiana. Tiana dives, keeping it in the zone, but that one sneaks past. And here they come into their 4-3 seconds left. Puck behind the net, picked up by Greeley, and that's going to end this period of play. There's some fun hockey there. We'll be back here shortly after I play a little check-a-puck and win myself $50, I think. All right, we're coming back for third period of play. I forgot to mention our sponsors from the first period was the Wash House in Paynesville. He's sponsoring a round of beers for everybody when we get home. All the fans, so make sure you stop out and thank him. Wash your vehicle after you get all the salt off of it. It's got hand washes, automatic washes. The other funny thing is, guy walks by me behind here, and he had Roski on his coat. So I asked Rand, I'm like, Rand, do you know who that is? Nope. So I went over and asked him. He was the track and field coach for Concordia, and he's here recruiting one of the Fergus girls. So I'm like, well, we have a Roski on our team. He had no clue. He's like, that is not a common name. I better mute it or I'll get in trouble by YouTube for the music. So Roski to face off. Puck gets pushed down into the zone. Now come out to Michaela. Michaela has it in the back ice. Tries to send it forward. Has it deflected by Fergus. Now into the zone. Deflected there by Michaela. Picked up by Akerson. Akerson around one defender. Then gets taken out. Now she gets up and pushes it forward to Roski. And it's going to come back to Akerson. Now back to Fergus. They're going to skate up into the zone. Roski comes in along the boards there. Puck sneaks out. That one's going to come out of the zone. And Fergus will have to reset. That one, Roski's going to steal that one away. She's going to bring it into the zone. Met by 4. Into the corner with Storms. Storms pushing it. Trying to get it out to Tiana. Now Tiana's pinched in the boards by 3 Otters. Storm's trying to get in there. Now Greeley steps in to try and help, and Otter comes out with it. Storm steals it away. She's going to get it back now behind the net. Sends it out to Barton. Barton backhands it back in, but Storm gets there and sends it a little deeper. Storms has it in the corner. That one's going to sneak back to Barton. Barton pushes it forward. That one's going to sneak out as Tiana will come over to neutral ice and pick it up. Sends it across over to Soap. Soap's going to tip it forward. Now she'll bring it into the net or zone. Now to Greeley. Now back to Barton. Barton sends it across over to Tiana. Tiana turns, sends one down, tipped off the end of the goalie's pad. As the Otter there found a slippery spot on the ice. Now back out to Barton, got taken out in the head. Boarded into the boards, and now we're going to go on a power play here. As number 12 just took poor Kinley out. Roughed her right against the boards. Yes, we'll be on the River Lakes power play. Puck comes back, skate into the corner, sends it across over to Storms. Storms has it, now over to Michaela. Michaela looking, gives it to Roski. Roski skates up, sends it to Storms. Puck's going to come out. Addie just about had that one. Now Michaela's going to send it back down into Akerson. Akerson looking for some options. Back to Storms. Storms looking, sends it out to Addie. Addie over to Michaela. She's going to send one down, almost deflected. That one's going to roll in by end over end, and the goalie covers it, and we get a whistle. So a minute 25 remaining on the power play. 14-16 in this third period. I got to change that on my scoreboard thing here. As the puck comes out, Roski brings it back to Storms. Storms has it behind the net. Storms looking for options. Backhands it to Michaela. She comes in, sends one in, stopped by their goalie. Now back out to Storms. 1 minute remaining on the power play. Storms back into Roski. Roski back to Storms. Storms, a little puck handling there. Now trying to sneak it in there. Now back to Michaela. Michaela's going to rip one. Stopped there by Fergus. Tries to get it out, but Michaela gets a stick back on it. Now back down to Roski. Roski back to Storms. Storms out to Michaela. She's going to rip another one. Stopped by their goalie. 35 seconds remaining in the power play. Puck comes back to Larson. Larson trying to push it forward. Fergus taps it out into neutral ice. Larson's going to get it to Soph. Soph brings it back. She'll skate behind Thompson. Now trying to push forward. Has it stolen away, but then gets it back as Wimmer's going to push it forward. And sends it down there, but Larson's right there. She's going to send it across over to Greeley. Greeley brings it into the zone. She's got some open ice. Sends it to Wimmer. Wimmer's in the corner trying to backhand it over to Greeley. Greeley sends one down behind the net. As Fergus Falls goes back to full strength. Puck's going to sneak out of the and go down. Larson's going to have to chase. Sends it over to Wimmer. But Fergus gets it right back. Tries for a centering pass. Now Barton's got it. Here she comes up the ice. Turns, sends it down deep. As Wimmer chases. Baraski. Now the puck comes back to Storms. Storms trying to get there. Has it pushed down to the far end. Now she'll go behind Thompson. She's going to try pushing it forward and does. Sends it down. That one's going to be on goal, so we're not going to get an icing. They're going to cover it as Roski was right there to pummel. Why do I have 2 to 3 on here? What the heck? I hit the wrong button for. Sorry about that. Still knotted up at 2. As Fergus comes out with that one, they're going to bring it up the ice. Back to neutral ice. Turns, dumps it down. Michaela with it now. She's going to skate up. Across center ice. She's going to turn and dump it. Broski's in the corner along with Michaela. They're going to try plucking that one out of there. Brianna trying to get at it, but here comes Fergus up into the zone. Takes a shot deflected there by Storms. Now back to their point. Takes a shot deflected. Goes for a centering pass out to their point. Point takes a shot. Stopped by Thompson. Rugermer to face off. Barton, Wimmer, Jansky on the ice for the Stars along with Kornick. Was that one blocked by Jansky. Puck goes back out to neutral ice. Wimmer's going to steal this one away. It gets tied up though, trying to get her stick going, and there's no call there. As Barton will get it along the boards. Trying to push it forward, gets it to Wimmer. Wimmer's going to turn, sends it down into the zone. Puck along the boards. Puck's going to sneak out. Fergus is going to get to it. As they're going to try bringing it up ice. Jansky disrupting that one. Puck comes back to Kornick. Kornick turns, sends it over to Rugermer. Rugermer's going to bring it into the zone. Turns, takes a shot, deflected by their goalie. 9:52 remaining in this game. as Fergus brings it up ice. Now back into their zone, picked up by Addy now behind Thompson. As Roski brings it up into the zone. Gets knocked back. She's going to turn and send it back. She's got to get out of the zone to reset. There we go. Now Fergus tries to send it up. Addy's going to get it at mid ice. She sends it across over to Larson. And Fergus is going to get it back. Now Roski's going to get it back. Send it down into the corner. Larson back to Roski. Now they're going to get tied up along the boards. Larson tries to get it out of there. Now into the corner to Akerson. Now Larson takes a shot, has it deflected into the boards. Akerson races over there. Roski has it now. Backhand one's out front. Shot and covered. Whistle. 8:38 remaining. Dang it, I didn't unmute it. Solf goes to face off, sends it into the corner. Tiana's going to pick it up. Sends it over to Barton. As Greeley gets a stick on that one. Now goes over to Storms. Storms takes a trip and she's going to go down. As Thompson comes off the ice, we'll get an extra skater. And now they're going to blow the whistle. That will be a River Lakes power play. Akerson to face off. Puck goes over. As Fergus gets it, they're going to turn, sends it down. Roski gets over there in time, sends it into Storms. Storms has it along the boards. Roski trying to poke it in there. Akerson trying to find an area to get that puck out of there. There she gets it going. Nice job there by Elena. Looks to, yes! Looks to Roski, and Roski sends it home. Upper deck. Nice job, Stars. And we take a 3-2 lead with 7:39 remaining. Roski to face off, sends it to Akerson. Addy getting tied up there. Now Roski sends it down into the zone. Akerson with it now, sends it to Larson. Larson taps it. Fuck, I have no clue where it is. We finally get a whistle. Puck looked like it was loose, yet there wasn't a whistle. The goalie lost the stick. Peyton was in the goal, or in front of it. I had it muted that whole time again. What the heck? Puck comes out. Now sent down into the zone. So I needed my camera guy back. Oh, where are you? Soph with it, goes for a centering pass, deflected up in the air. Jansky gets it, turns, sends it down into the corner. Storms will pick it up. Jansky skates down for it. She's going to backhand one over to Storms. Storms comes in, tries to get a shot off. Puck's loose out front. Now we got a broken one there. As you can hear all the parents go, oh, okay, it's not my kid. As Ruger battles that one out. Comes up, takes a shot, buzzes the front of the tower. Wimmer comes in off the bench with a head of steam. As the puck's going to come out of the zone, Barton's back here waiting, gets it to Michaela. Michaela's going to backhand one into the zone. Now the puck's going to come across over here to Wimmer. Wimmer's going to keep it in the zone. She's going to get it back, sends it across the ice into the corner. Hits the spare stick. Now out to neutral ice. Barton's going to get it back here. She uses the board, sends it up to Wimmer. Wimmer taps it in. She's going to chase. Goes into the corner. She's got Rugemer with her. And now Fergus sends it out. And we got a one-on-one here coming into the zone, met by Kornick. Kornick gets a stick on it, deflects it. Jansky sends it towards the boards. And now Kornick sends it around over to Wimmer. And that one's going to get tipped down. And they're going to call icing. 3:59 remaining in the game. Puck comes out as Barton has it. Peyton gets taken out. Now he comes out, taps that one to Elena. Broski and Akerson comes in. Akerson turns, tries to center it, but Fergus steals it back. Now they come into the zone. Puck into the corner. As Larson's going to come out with it. Puck's going to get tapped back to Akerson. Now that one's going to get stolen. Back to Akerson. Akerson sends it forth. Now that one's going to get tipped back. Now over to Roski. Roski's going to bring it in. Everybody's going down. What the heck? And we'll get icing here, and we'll finally go back down to this end. 3:03 remaining. Soph to face off. Puck goes into the corner. Now to go behind the net as Fergus has it, trying to clear it out of the zone. Puck now at neutral ice. Really battling it out there. Puck's going to go down and around over to Michaela. Fergus gets it back, goes for a shot, stopped there by Thompson. She sends it out. Another shot down, just a bit outside. Now back out to their point. Point's going to turn, sends one down, puck behind the net. Picked up by Addie. Oh, Addie's going to send it up to Storms. Storms turns, sends it down deep. Deflected by their goalie. Into the corner is Greeley. As Fergus clears it out of the zone. And now down deep into our zone is Addie will pick it up behind Thompson. She sends it up to Storms. Storms taps it to center ice. Fergus gets it back. Comes into the zone. She's got a one-on-one with Thompson. Makes a move, and that one's good. As Roski comes out with it now to Akerson. Sends it back to Barton. That one's going to be stolen away. They got some open ice ahead of them again. Comes in, makes a move around Thompson and in. All right, minute 39 remaining. As the game took a drastic change here in the last minute. And the Stars trail 4-3. Up a couple breakaways. Akerson to face off. Puck's going to go back into the zone as Fergus picks it up, uses the board, sends it down into the zone. And they're going to ice it. All right, we pulled Thompson, so we have the extra skater now at our far end. As Fergus is going to come out with it, Solf to chase. They're trying to get it out of there. Now back to Storms. Minute 20 remaining. Akerson with it in the corner. Now she's going to send it back to Addie. Addie on the blue line, sends it back. Now over to Michaela. Michaela has it at the point. Comes up, takes a shot. And glove saved by their goalie. Fergus with it now, trying to clear it out of the zone. Turns, that one's going to be deflected. Michaela comes out with it. Trip! No call there as Michaela goes down, and they didn't even call that one. It was a blatant trip. Puck now pinched along the boards. We still have Thompson out of the net. We have the next year skater as Akerson's going to try coming out with it now, and she does. Now here comes Solf. Solf comes in, tries to get a shot off, deflected. Shot there by Storms and stopped by the goalie with 35 seconds remaining. Storms the face off, sends it into the boards. As Fergus is going to try and clear it out as Addie steps up to it. Now here it comes as Michaela gets in there, and they're going to call offsides. 23.9 seconds remaining as they're going to send in Thompson back on the ice. Akerson to face off, trying to push the puck forward. Puck goes towards the boards. 18 seconds remaining. Now Addie's going to get it behind Thompson. Sends it up. Now to Storms. 8 seconds remaining. Storms trying to push it forward as it's stolen away. Fergus turns, sends it down deep with 3, 2, 1. That's going to end the game.
Fergus Falls, number 45, Olivia Trumanson. For a game total of 26. For River Lakes, number 29, William Township at 5. For 2 total of 12. Your scoring summary will be for River Lakes at the 9-13 mark, starting the power plays. 6 goals were number 11, assisted by number 13, James. The Fergus Falls at the 15.5 mark. On her third goal, number 2, Hannah Johnson, assisted by number 10, Aubrey Nelson. The Fergus Falls at the 15-11 mark. On her second of the night, fourth of the year, number 10, Aubrey Nelson, unassisted. Final score, Fergus Falls, River Lakes 3. Next action, here at the communication, this goes to the boys against the women. And then on Friday night, boys against Little Falls, and then on Saturday, girls against Eastern Forest. In girls basketball, the final game, Fergus Falls 64, Eastern